Welcome to the local collaborative time study training with PACT for Families. PACT was established back in 1993 and serves 5 counties here in west central Minnesota. Our work centers around prevention, early intervention, and creative, innovative solutions that are tailored to meet the unique needs of our rural communities. Everything we do is about supporting families and strengthening local systems before challenges become crises. Today's training will give you a clear understanding of what LCTS is and why it's important for us to participate. We'll go over what's expected of you, introduce the key people who support the program, including your coordinator, validator, and trainers, and explain how they can help you. Finally, we'll walk through the required tasks you'll need to complete in order to participate in LCTS. LCTS stands for Local Collaborative Time Study. The L stands for local, meaning the public agencies within each county that take part in the program. The C stands for collaborative. These local agencies come together by county to form a collaborative group. Each group looks at community needs and decides how to use the funding that comes in. Finally, TS stands for time study. This is the process that determines how the funding is distributed among counties. As participants, your time study activities directly generate the funding that supports your county's collaborative projects. The LCTS program helps Minnesota receive federal funding to support family and children's mental health services. It's an approved and structured way for the state to get financial reimbursement for this important work. Employees from public schools, public health, and correctional agencies all play a role. When participants complete their random moments, the data is used to generate the funding that supports these programs. So every completed moment really makes a difference. The local collaborative time study random moments are an essential source to the flexible funding that allows PACT for Families Collaborative to support children, youth, and families across our region. While quarterly reimbursements fluctuate based on participation and federal and state guidance, LCTS continues to be one of the only mechanisms that brings local adaptable dollars back into our communities. These resources directly influence our ability to maintain and expand services that families and school partners rely on. The Family Support Services team, which includes wraparound facilitation, family liaison supports, and connecting families support groups, is sustained through LCTS dollars. These programs assist families in navigating complex systems, coordinating care, strengthening their support networks, and accessing timely resources. Increased LCTS participation results in increases in funding to support and grow these services. Beginning in January 2026, we will also be looking to hire a school liaison. This role is being developed in response to direct requests from school partners who are seeking stronger support for student mental health and well-being. The school liaison will serve as a bridge between the schools, the collaborative, and our broader system of care. This position will help schools understand what programs and supports are available, assist with navigating referrals, and strengthen communication between educators, county partners, and service providers. The goal is to ensure that schools receive the coordinated support they have been consistently asking for, particularly as school needs become more complex. The school liaison will play a vital role in helping school staff identify emerging concerns earlier, reduce duplication of effort, and connect families to appropriate services more efficiently. This position will also help elevate school needs within the collaborative structure, ensuring that schools have a clear pathway to request assistance, access resources, and receive timely guidance. Because this new role is made possible through LCTS funding, consistent participation in random moments is essential. Each completed moment increases the likelihood that we can sustain positions like the school liaison and our family support services to continue offering family-centered services at a meaningful level. LCTS participation is more than a procedural requirement. It is a shared investment in our local system of care and a commitment to the students, families, and communities we collectively serve. Participation in LCTS is not optional. It is a federal requirement for agencies that receive this type of funding. The benefit is that the federal reimbursement generated through LCTS does not disappear into the system. Instead, it brings new dollars directly back into our counties and communities without requiring local tax dollars. These funds can be reinvested intentionally to strengthen support for children, youth, and families. Through LCTS, counties gain the ability to enhance and expand early intervention, prevention, and mental health services for children, youth, and families. Increase resources for schools, corrections, and human service agencies to address needs that fall outside traditional funding streams. Build sustainability for collaborative programs that support school engagement, family stability, and reduce system involvement. Demonstrate accountability through data that shows how staff time contributes to improved outcomes across systems. Strengthen cross-agency collaboration among schools, corrections, public health, and human services. Ensure community voice and local control in how funds are reinvested through each county's integrated fund and collaborative governance structures. In short, participation in LCTS not only fulfills a federal mandate, it also directly supports local decision-making and community-driven solutions that make a meaningful impact for the children, youth, and families we collectively serve. The Department of Human Services oversees and hosts the LCTS program. They provide oversight and management of the program to ensure compliance with all federal regulations and also distribute the funds to counties. The LCTS coordinator is responsible for confirming participant eligibility and submits quarterly reports to DHS. The coordinator is also responsible for communication to partner agencies and providing necessary training to ensure understanding and compliance with the LCTS program requirements. The coordinator also validates random moments performed by LCTS participants. The participants, you, are responsible for receiving and acknowledging that you understand your responsibilities. You are required to verify eligibility by completing the participant checklist and verifying your eligibility through the DHS system. Once verified, you will complete random moment time studies to help generate LCTS funds for the collaborative. The funds generated through LCTS are distributed by the state to our fiscal host and deposited into Collaborative's Integrated Fund. PAC's Chief Elected Officials Board, made up of county commissioners from each county, approves funding allocations based on recommendations from the Executive Board on an annual basis. The Executive Board, composed of county directors and supervisors, corrections, human services, public health, schools, mental health representative, parents, and at-large members, meets regularly to review financial reports and guide funding priorities. The executive director and finance manager provide fiscal oversight and ensure transparency in budgeting and reporting to the executive and CEO boards. The Department of Human Services provides ongoing guidance for the LCTS program through a document called the Operations and Activity Codes Bulletin. This bulletin is really the foundation for how the program operates. It outlines the rules, expectations, and most importantly, who is eligible to participate. According to the bulletin, select employees who are on a direct payroll of public schools, public health, or corrections and court services may be eligible to take part in LCTS. Site contacts play an important role in keeping the LCTS process running smoothly. Your first responsibility is to use the LCTS participant checklist to confirm who qualifies to participate. When there are staff changes, make sure to update the list and communicate those changes to the LCTS coordinator at PACT. You'll also distribute the LCTS candidacy list to participants who are eligible while maintaining the privacy of that information. Finally, remind staff of the importance of completing the random moment time studies on time. That's what allows funding to be generated accurately. These are examples of positions that may qualify to participate in the LCTS program. The list includes a wide range of staff who work directly or indirectly with children and families, from special education and health professionals to family liaisons, coordinators, and support roles. The key factor is whether their work supports children's mental health, family well-being, or early intervention services. Site contacts should always confirm eligibility using the LCTS participant checklist and communicate updates to the LCTS coordinator at PACT. There are a few steps involved in getting started, and the first one is setup. In this setup, you'll need to complete the required training. That includes watching this video, which gives you an overview of LCTS, and then a second video that goes in more detail about how to select activity codes. The second part of setup is to authenticate your eligibility. This just means confirming that you're eligible to participate in LCTS. You'll do this by filling out the participant checklist. And lastly, complete the Google form on our website to confirm you have completed the training. Once you've finished your training and submitted the participant checklist, you'll get an authentication email from the Department of Human Services. This email is an important step. It confirms that DHS has your correct contact information on file. When you receive it, just click the link inside the message to verify your email address. It's a good idea to check your spam or junk folder and add DHS sender address to your allowed list, so future emails like your random moment notifications don't get missed. Once you've completed setup and verified your email, you'll start receiving random moments. These random moments are how we collect time study information, which is the basis for generating LCTS funding for your county collaborative. They come by email from the Minnesota Department of Health, and each one includes 2 simple questions. What were you doing at this specific date and time listed? And who were you with? The first question connects to the LCTS activity codes you'll learn about in the next training video. It's very important to respond within 3 days. If a random moment isn't completed on time, it won't count toward funding. Here's a screenshot of what the actual random moment email looks like. The layout is the same for everyone. The only difference is that any bolded text will show your personal information like your name or moment time. When you receive this email, your first step is to simply open it. It's sent from the web-based application used by the Department of Human Services. Next, you'll click on the link highlighted in orange. That's the access point to your random moment. If for some reason the link doesn't open when you click it, you can also copy and paste it into your web browser. Once you click through, you'll be taken directly to the random moment form where you answer the 2 questions we talked about earlier. Once you open your random moment, the first thing you'll do is choose a code. This slide shows the codes that apply to public schools and corrections. If you work in public health, you'll have a few additional codes, and you'll receive a separate training that goes over those in more detail, what they mean and when to use them. After selecting your code, the next step is to write a short description of what you were doing at that time. This doesn't need to be long, just a few words or a quick sentence or 2 that accurately describe your activity. The key is clarity, not length. The final step in completing your random moment is to indicate who you were with. You'll select from a list of options provided, for example, whether you were with a student, parent, coworker, or someone else. Once you've made that selection, simply click Submit. That's it, your random moment is complete. You'll see a quick confirmation message on the screen letting you know your response has been successfully recorded. Sometimes you may receive a random moment that isn't actually addressed to you. You can tell by checking the orange box in the upper left corner of your screen. That's where the participant's name appears. If the name isn't yours, here's what to do. First, still click on the link in the email just as you normally would. When the random moment opens, you'll see an option that says, Not you. Click on that link. Then go back to your email and notify your LCTS coordinator right away so they can correct it. This step helps ensure the moment is redirected properly and that the data and funding stay accurate. In some cases, your random moment may require a validator. You'll complete the first few steps just like usual. Click on the link, choose the appropriate code, give a short description of what you were doing, and indicate who you were with. Then you'll see an extra field asking for your LCTS validator's name and email address. The validator's name and email are listed here, but you can find that information on our website right on the same page where this training video is posted. It's very important to remember that random moments are only open for 3 days. You'll get a reminder email after the 2nd day, but if you still haven't completed it by the deadline, DHS will reach out to the LCTS coordinator to report the missed moment. From there, the coordinator will contact your site, contact, or validator who will follow up with you directly. If there's a pattern of missed or late random moments, you may be asked to complete additional training to make sure everything stays on track. And remember, each missed random moment means less funding to your county collaborative, so timely responses are essential to keeping programs supported. If you don't complete your random moment right away, don't worry, you'll get a reminder email on the second day. The reminder looks almost identical to the original email, and it includes a new link you can click to open your random moment again. You still have time to respond until the end of the third day, but after that, the moment expires and it no longer generates funding. So try to complete it as soon as possible when it first comes in. Please remember to let your LCTS coordinator know right away if your work status changes or you'll be gone for an extended period. This helps ensure the database stays accurate and prevents random moments being assigned while you're unavailable. A quick email to your coordinator can save confusion and help keep reporting and participation running smoothly. The next question to consider is whether you're eligible to participate in the LCTS program. As mentioned earlier, you'll confirm this by completing the participant checklist. That authenticates your eligibility. Essentially, we're looking for a few key criteria that indicate you qualify. A helpful hint: if you're receiving this training, it means you've already been identified as someone who's highly likely to be eligible. Keep in mind that the specific requirements vary slightly depending on your position within your public agency, whether that's in public schools, public health, or corrections. So take a moment to read through the form carefully and answer based on your actual job role and responsibilities. Here's some reminders of steps. First, you'll complete the Assigning Codes training, which walks you through how to select the right LCTS activity codes. Next, fill out the participant checklist. After you submit that, your LCTS coordinator will add your information to the DHS participant database. Finally, you'll receive an email from DHS asking you to validate your email address. This step is very important. You won't start receiving random moments until you've completed that validation. And finally, complete the Google training form on our training website. Here's a quick reminder of what's expected from LCTS participants. Random moments are sent by email during your regular workday. They're short and only take about a minute to complete. You have 3 business days to respond, and it's really important to do so. Each moment represents a snapshot of how staff time is being used for federal reporting. When you get a random moment, you'll select the activity code that best describes what you were doing at that exact time. Make sure to add the DHS email in your contacts so these emails don't end up in junk or spam. And if you have any questions, reach out to your site contact or your LCTS coordinator. They can help you with coding or technical questions. Your LCTS coordinator is listed here with email and phone number if you have any questions.